Wow, that sunrise, just beautiful. I love those colors. Wow, it's really pretty out here today. All right, I'm gonna make my way up to the top of that ridge line. I appreciate you for being here. I have a pretty cool review coming at you today. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It would really help me out. I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So I will produce the videos. All you gotta do is click that subscribe button. Also, drop a comment down below if you have any questions about the shoe that I am reviewing today, which is the North Face Summit VECTIV Sky 2. Two words that I would use to describe this shoe: Bliss and Blisters. But it's not all doom and gloom. There is one thing that I did that made this shoe phenomenal. However, it's something I shouldn't have to worry about in a $200 shoe. So I'll talk about that here in a minute. But today on this review, I'm going to be talking about the overall build or build quality, the comfort, the performance, and lastly, the value of the Sky 2. But first, voiceover Chad, why don't you tell us about some of the specs and features of the shoe while I get up to the top of this ridge here and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful scenery. The North Face states, lighter, faster, further. The Summit Series VECTIV Sky 2 are the lightest trail racing shoes in the VECTIV line. They have a full-length VECTIV 3.0 carbon fiber propulsion plates along with our proprietary Dream Nitrogen TPU midsole and Surface Control high traction outsole for top-level performance on any terrain, whether you're training or racing. As for some of those specs and features, you get an engineered mesh upper, a gusseted tongue, 3D carbon plate with forked forefoot and heel, Dream Nitrogen TPU midsole, Surface Control rubber outsole with 4mm lugs, 30mm of heel stack, 24mm of toe stack for that 6mm drop, weighing in at 238 grams or 8.4 ounces, and a US MSRP of $200. Chad, back over to you. So I'd like to thank the North Face for sending me this pair of shoes for the purpose of review, but know that all thoughts and opinions are strictly my own. All the B-roll footage that you're gonna see in this video was recorded after this run and a few other runs. So you're seeing the shoe in its true and current state. It's hard to talk and concentrate on this more technical section of the trail. But on with the review, starting with the overall build quality and the comfort. So I'll touch on value here in a little bit later on in the video, but for a $200 shoe, I would expect high quality, solid materials, good build. And that's exactly what you get out of this shoe. The North Face did amazing. They've been doing awesome, just killer job on a lot of their shoes lately. This is no exception. Oh, and I just got distracted by some deer. A couple of deer there, one there, one there, one up there. A whole bunch of deer on the trail. Oh, beautiful. All right. Can I pass by? Would that be all right? Thank you. Okay, back to the review. So the North Face did a great job with the build quality of the shoe. I really like the upper material. It's durable, it's extremely breathable. You get some extra just durability where you need it, like around the toes. There's another deer. The tongue is not really padded, and that's okay. It's a good material. It is fully gusseted, which I really appreciate. More on that here on performance here in a minute. There are not a lot of overlays, a little bit around the eyelet chain, which help to add some durability for those laces. The laces themselves are great. They have kind of a textured material, so when you pull them tight, they stay tight and they don't come untied very easily at all. Moving around to the back of the shoe, there's not a lot of padding around the ankle and the heel, but the padding that is there does a really nice job. It's very a soft, comfortable material. It's also worth noting that the little heel flare doesn't come up very high. It looks like it could come up high around your Achilles, but it doesn't at all. In fact, the whole ankle collar and heel area of the shoe is quite low, but you still get a really good secure fit around your ankle. The ankle isn't overly stiff, but again, I do feel very secure in the hold there. And then the overall package of that upper overall is just really lightweight and nothing getting in the way, no distractions. You just get exactly what you need in a trail shoe, and it's noticed and very much appreciated. Moving down the shoe into the inside of the shoe, that insole, it's a good material. It's kind of a TPU based material, I believe, not your typical foam, so it feels nice and bouncy. However, I don't think the insole was adequate. When it comes to comfort, the biggest gripe, the biggest problem that I had in this shoe on my initial run, which was only about 11 miles out here in the same trails, I developed blisters. Let me show you. On both feet right here, right behind where that carbon plate is exposed there. So right behind my big toe on the inside, where close to the outside ball of my foot there, I got a blister and it hurt and it was uncomfortable for about a week. Same thing on this side, exact same spot. And I was really worried. A $200 shoe, I was worried that I had gotten blisters after only 10 to 11 miles. That experience alone will destroy me wanting to run in this shoe. But I had the thought, why don't I swap out the insole and see if that makes a difference? So I grabbed the insole from the Innovate Trail Talon. It's their boomerang insole. It's a beaded TPU, very bouncy, very good midsole. One of my favorite insoles. I took that out of the shoe, put it in this one, and it's a little bit thicker than the insole that comes with the Sky 2. When I put it in the shoe, started running in it, that first run, I immediately noticed a difference. And even today on my long run, I should be hitting 16 or 17 miles. I'm not feeling that rubbing and that pressure, that blister forming scenario now that I've got the new insole in the shoe. So that made a huge difference. It made all the difference in this shoe. However, I don't feel like I should have had to do that in a shoe that is premium, $200. So I fixed the problem, but it's a problem that shouldn't have existed in the first place. Now, moving down the shoe a little bit, you do get that winged carbon plate. It's kind of forked in the toe area, the forefoot, as well as in the heel. That carbon plate is pretty amazing in this shoe. It offers just enough flexibility so that you can feel adaptive and you still get good ground contact and feedback from the trail underfoot, but it also helps add a little bit of stability and pep. The Dream midsole foam, it's a nitrogen infused foam. Ooh, that is money. It is pretty awesome, very responsive, very kind of bouncy, just great feedback. I would say it offers kind of a medium softness or plushness to it, so it's a super high quality. I think it's gonna last the life of the shoe. It's very comfortable, and other than the insole issue, I feel like I could run a whole variety of different races or trail use cases in this shoe. Now, it is worth noting that the midsole is only 30 millimeters thick in the heel, which means that this shoe is not a high stack shoe. It's not designed to be high stack. It is designed to get you a little bit closer to the ground, give you a little bit more pep, a little more responsiveness, a little more lightweightness, underfoot, and I feel that is very much appreciated. It reminds me a lot of my beloved Adidas Terrex Speed Ultra trail shoe from like 5 or 6 years ago. I love that shoe. I even did a very hard technical 100K in that shoe. This shoe, the Sky 2, reminds me of that shoe, except almost elevated a little bit more in its performance, and I love it. And lastly, that outsole, surface control, rubber outsole, those 4mm directional lugs, awesome. Almost as good as a Vibram Mega Grip Light Base, but outstanding. I'm not worried about grip on the trails. Definitely, it gives me a lot of confidence when running. I guess I'm getting into the performance, but it keeps things comfortable, it keeps things going on the trail. So overall build quality. Build quality is up there. I would say 9 out of 10. I mean, absolutely outstanding. Comfort. Considering that I got blisters, and that is a major concern and should be in this shoe. I've read a lot of other reviews where people also experience the same thing. Because of those blisters, it is not comfortable. I don't even know what I would rate it, 5, 6. I don't even know if that's too high out of 10. It's not good. If it weren't for the blisters, the shoe is very comfortable. As soon as I swapped out that insole and was able to run blister-free, no rubbing or hot spot right there behind the big toe, outstanding. I would say comfort's probably, considering that's a little bit lower stack, 8 out of 10. I mean, a pretty solid score. I would run maybe a 50 miler, certainly a 50K or shorter. I have a 25-mile very mountainous trail race coming up here in a couple months. I'm considering using this shoe now that I've addressed the blister issue. I'm considering using this shoe for that race. So there you have it for comfort. Okay, I hope that all makes sense. Drop a comment down below if I missed something or if I forgot something. I always feel like I forget something, but I can see the sun is starting to shine through at the top of the ridge. We're gonna make our way right up to the top. I'm almost there. Oh, once again, just simply beautiful. All right, let's get to the top and then we'll talk about the performance of the Sky 2. Check it out. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Wow, it's super clear. You really see out there quite a ways. Whew. Let's catch my breath, talk about performance. I used the word before, bliss. This shoe is so blissful to run in. It's quite a joy. I love the performance of it after swapping out that insole. So in short, the shoe inspires me to run. I look forward to running in it. It's very lightweight at just under 240 grams, which really helps encourage and reward that faster leg turnover. Today I might be feeling the fatigue of some volume a little bit and my intervals from a couple days ago, but the first few times I've had the shoe out here, I wanted to run faster. It was so much fun, so rewarding. The upper wraps around your foot really nicely. I never felt like I had to really cinch down or over tighten the laces. I just had to make them just snug enough. And then that gusseted tongue and the upper, the way it wraps around your foot, just holds it super nicely. It is not a wide fitting shoe. It's actually quite narrow and more form fitting. which is what I would expect in more high performance trail racing type of shoe. There's no slipping at all in the heel, just a nice solid hold around my midfoot. Oh, kind of like having a sports car underfoot. The midsole, coupled with that carbon plate, is also blissful. There's that word. Just extremely responsive, very bouncy, very rewarding. And the faster I go in the shoe, the more rewarding it becomes. The shoe is also surprisingly stable. Now, part of that is because it is a little lower to the ground, less stack. Part of it is that carbon plate. And part of it, I think, is also that full spread of rubber outsole, especially in the forefoot. There's also really good ground contact and feel, not a fatiguing feel, but enough that I can feel what's going on underfoot and adapt and adjust accordingly. No concerns with grip or durability on that outsole at all either. I feel completely confident in the rocks and the roots and the dirt in this shoe, and that's all thanks to that pretty amazing outsole rubber. In short, to kind of wrap up performance, because I'm sure I'm going to start rambling on here in a moment, do I think about it between trail runs? Does it inspire me and make me want to go running again and further or faster? Does it encourage me? This shoe does all of that, which is why I'm going to give performance and that performance experience a good solid, I would give it a 9 out of 10, maybe even a 9.5 out of 10. It's hard to justify an exact perfect score. That's with the addressing the insole. If I did not find a solution to the blister issue by swapping out that insole, the shoe would not meet my performance expectations. It would have so much potential and just fall short from something so simple. So, simple solution to a complex problem. I addressed that, but I don't feel like I should have had to have done that in the first place. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you don't experience blisters in this shoe like I did on that first run, then this shoe will be an awesome performer. But if you do experience blisters, then you're not gonna wanna run in the shoe. But moving on to the value, US MSRP is $200. $200. I mean, you're getting a lot of good technology, innovation, and quality materials. That dream midsole, the carbon plate, an outstanding upper, and overall outstanding build quality. So you're getting a lot in this shoe. And $200 is probably competitive, maybe on the slightly upper range, but in line with what shoes are going for these days, which is unfortunate because $200 is a lot of money to spend. And as mentioned before, I don't feel like you should have to fix anything in the shoe, like swapping out the insole, for $200. So I'm gonna put value, considering the potential blister issue, at a 6 out of 10. If you don't have blister issues, and I don't know, you'd have to try the shoe and then plan on maybe swapping out that insole. Maybe the value would increase, but it is concerning. It's a lot of money to spend to test out a shoe. If it works out for you, yeah, you're gonna have a great experience, great time, an inspiring time in the shoe. Have you run in or heard of others having the same blister issue in the Sky 2? Or am I just off my rocker and some sort of exception to the rule? But in short, I am right now thinking that this could be my race day shoe for my 25-mile trail race coming up. All right, so drop a comment, let me know what your thoughts are. Make sure you're subscribed, especially if you made it this far in the video and you're not already subscribed, and consider joining the channel membership as well. $1 a month goes to help support the channel so that I can inform and inspire you. I've got a lot of shoe and other gear reviews coming your way, some pretty awesome run ventures, and a few races, so you can look forward to all of that. I know I certainly am. Whew. What a great run. What a great shoe, with the caveat of a potential blister issue. Alrighty, thanks for being here. Remember to be consistent, express gratitude, and enjoy. every mile as I have today in the North Face Summit VECTIV Sky 2. Did I get that right, Craig?
Yeah. See you, John.
Yeah. See you on the next video. Bye. I'm gonna be like, who's Craig?
While enemies falling, I'm balling on top of the mountain. I'm on and I'm calling my mama to tell her I'm good. I'm surrounded by family like back in the hood. I was falling from grace, I was misunderstood. Hey, the pressure will sit you right down, but I stood up. I mean what I say and I say what I mean. On the balcony screaming, they just let me be. Had to slow it down. What goes around comes around. Oh, the frequency different now.